New at noon, the Multnomah County Board of Commissioners just passed a resolution about the county's sanctuary policies. It was unanimous. The ordinance codifies sanctuary policies into county law. Multnomah County already operates under Oregon's Sanctuary Promise Act, but the new measures expand the current protections. That includes banning the county from entering into contracts with the federal government to operate or sell properties as immigration detention centers. The ordinance also strengthens policies that limit the collection of personal data by federal immigration authorities. The author of the ordinance, County Commissioner Shannon Singleton, said, quote, "It is critical to have this sanctuary status codified in ordinance and not just be an unactionable resolution. This ordinance shows that we need to stand up against the federal regime that is sowing fear in our community and targeting our immigrant neighbors."